the message of urged to teach the message of God to children and youth who are misguided by consumerism. So he gave up his lucrative job and joined ISKCON Mira Road, where he was promoted as the vice president of ISKCON Mira Road within a year and is currently the co-president of ISKCON Mira Road. He is also visiting professor in MS University for management and social work faculties, and also conducts seminars on personal development topics in educational and corporate sectors. His only concern is that the children and youth should understand the moral and spiritual values as enunciated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. His life is dedicated to teaching children and youth. Hare Krishna Mataji, back to you Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. I think Prabhuji is not on the call yet. We'll continue our chanting.
Prabhuji is there, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna, Kamal, Lochan, Prabhuji. Then Vachpanan, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, we cannot hear you.
Om Namo
Prabhuji, your voice is breaking, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
You're able to hear now?
Yeah, it's little bit clear, Prabhu, but on and off your voice is breaking, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna now. Now.
Yeah, now it's
change
better,
the
Prabhu.
net.
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 15, text number 13. Yat Prinanat Barhishi Devatiryak Manushya Virut Trinam Avirinchat Saha Priyeta Sadhya Saha Ha Vishwajivaha Pritaha Swayam Pritim Agat Gayasya Yat Prinanad Barhishidevatiryan Yat Prinanad Barhishidevatiryan Manushya Virutranama Virinchat Manushya Virutranama Virinchat Priyeta Sadhya Sahaveshwajivaha Priyeta Sadhya Sahaveshwajivaha Prita Swayam Pritimagad Gayasya Prita Swayam Pritimagad Gayasya Yat Prinanad Barhishidevatiryan Yat Prinanad Barhishidevatiryan Manushya Virutranama Virinchat Priyeta Sadhya Sahaveshwajiva Prita Swayam Priti Magat Kayasya Yet Prinana. Because of pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Barhishi, in the sacrificial arena, Devatiryak, the demigods and the lower animals, Manushyaha, human society, Virut, the plants and trees, Trinam, the grass, Avirincha, beginning from Brahma, Priyeta, becomes satisfied, Sadhyaha, immediately, Saha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ha, indeed, Vishwajivaha, maintains the living entities all over the universe. Pritaha, although naturally satisfied, Swayam, personally, Pritim, satisfaction, Agat, he obtained, Gayasya, of Maharaj Gaya. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the Supreme Lord is pleased by a person's actions, automatically all the demigods, human beings, animals, birds, bees, creepers, trees, grass, and all other living entities, beginning with Lord Brahma, are pleased. The Supreme Lord of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He is the first soul of everyone. And He is by nature fully pleased. Nothing, nonetheless, He comes to the arena of Maharaj Gaya and said, I am fully pleased. It is explicitly purport. It is explicitly stated herein that simply by satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one satisfies the demigods and all other living entities without differentiation. If one pours water on the root of the tree, all the branches, twigs, flowers, and leaves are nourished. Although the Supreme Lord is self-satisfying, so He was so pleased with the behavior of Maharaj Gaya. He personally came to the sacrificial arena and said, I am fully pleased. Who can compare to Maharaj Gaya? Om Ajnanvirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalita Shvishakanvitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kantaraga Kantaramostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Very beautiful verse. Yat Prinanat Bharishi Devatiryan. Yat Prinanat. By pleasing Krishna. Now, somebody may ask this question. Is Krishna unhappy to please him? No, Krishna is always happy. Pritaha Swayam. Pritaha Swayam means what? He is a personification of happiness, personification of satisfaction. Pritaha Swayam. He is Pritaha Swayam Priti Magat Gayasya. So now to think that in this world somebody is unhappy and an unhappy person has to be made happy. The same way Krishna is unhappy, so we should go and make him unhappy, make him happy. Not like that. It's not like that. Krishna is Sangra Ananda Bodhatmakam Anupamidam Kaladesha Vidyam Nirmuktam. Sangra Ananda Bodhatmakam. He is a condensed form of bliss. You take happiness which is there around the world, wherever you find, whichever happiness you find, whether it is Aihika Sukha, that means happiness of the derived from the objects of this world, persons of this world, whether the happiness which is derived from the heavenly planets, two kinds of enjoyment. One is the happiness of this world and earthly enjoyment, other is heavenly enjoyment. So whether this material happiness of this world or heavenly enjoyment or Brahmananda, Brahmananda means enjoyment achieved by Brahman relation, liberation. Enjoyment achieved by some yogic siddhis, enjoyment achieved even in Vaikuntha. All kinds of enjoyment, wherever you find it, just put it at one place and then compress it, that becomes Krishna. So this is Krishna who is full of happiness. And you have to make him happy. Actually, to make a sad person is happy is difficult. Because in this world, everybody is sad for some reason or other. Even if you make him happy or happy for something, he'll become sad for another thing. Very difficult to make people of this world happy. Impossible. Not very difficult. Impossible. You ask all the husbands, they'll tell you how difficult it is to make a wife happy. They make the wife happy for some time, immediately she become unhappy for some other reason. And he has to break his head for a few more months to make her happy. He asks the parents, so difficult to make the children happy, isn't it? Very difficult. Especially when a young boy is in love with a young girl, he wants to please her. What all he does, he steals money from the parents to give her some bouquet and take her to some ride somewhere here and there. Does all nonsense things just to see a smile on her face. So there's no point in trying to make conditioned souls happy. Yes, there is a way how make Krishna happy. And it's easy to make Krishna happy because he's already happy. Actually, how does Krishna become happy? He's like this. He's already happy by you practicing devotional service, doing some simple acts of devotion to Krishna, who is hungry for your devotion. When he becomes happy, then you become happy. Actually, it is not that he becomes happy, then you become happy. He is happiness personified. Since he is happiness personified, when you go in front of him and then does some activities which are pleasing to him, it is not that you're pleasing him by doing the activities which are pleasing to him, with the intention of pleasing him. What happens is Krishna reflects in your heart. And what is Krishna made up of? Krishna is made up of happiness. So when he reflects in your heart, then you become happy. Then what happens is, not only you become happy, practically everybody in this world become happy. Yasmin tushte jagat tushte. Yet prinanat barshishi in the sacrifice. Deva means demigods. Tiryak means animals. Manusha means human beings. Viruta means plants and trees. And Trinagra means grass. Avirinchat means beginning from Brahma, all the living entities. Priyeta Sadhyaha immediately become. That is why it is only bhakti which actually pleases a person. If you practice pure devotional service, you will be happy and everybody will become happy. Krishna becomes. So, pleasing Krishna should be the objective of everyone's life. Because bhakti means what? Pure devotional service has been defined like this. Anyavilashita shunyam jnana karma jnanavrutam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. So this verse talks about, defines what is pure devotional. So in the definition of this pure devotional service, what is there? Anyavilashita shunyam, no other abhilasha, no other desire other than the desire to please Krishna. So when we have only one desire, that is to please Krishna, that is called bhakti. Now somebody may say, I will do an activity which pleases Krishna without having a desire to please Krishna. Kansa also did the same thing. Kansa, he wanted to kill Krishna. He had no desire to please Krishna, he wanted to kill Krishna. But Krishna was very happy by his wrestling. Without Kansa arranging the wrestling match, how can Krishna would have won a wrestling match, tell me? All these days in Braja, in Vrindavan, Krishna used to daily have wrestling with his friends, but he had to get defeated. Every day Krishna used to be defeated by his friends. Krishna's team would be defeated, and the team members also to say, Krishna, hey, why we are with you and we are getting defeated every day? Because Krishna loves to be defeated by his dear devotees. Now, first time Krishna is getting an opportunity to show that I can win a wrestling match. And by doing wrestling with the coward boys, how much massage he can get, tell me? Wrestling means nice massage of the body happens. Now here when Krishna went to Kansa and Chanura and Mushtika and he rolled with them, he had nice massage. Nice opportunity of good massage, isn't it? So Krishna was so happy with Kamsa. But though Kamsa was constantly thinking of Krishna, he was doing Smaranam, which is one of the aspects of Bhakti, Navada Bhakti. Though Kamsa pleased Krishna, but Kamsa cannot be called as a pure devotee. Why he cannot be called as a pure devotee? Because Kamsa, his attitude was not to please Krishna. His attitude was pratikula. That is why anukulyena krishnanushilanam. The word anukulyena has been used in this definition of pure devotional service. That means activities done by body, mind and speech for Krishna with the intention to please Krishna. So intention is most important. Intention, without proper intention, then our acts may not be called as pure devotional service. Maybe we may be practicing the angas of bhakti. Performing the angas of bhakti doesn't make you a devotee, pure devotee. In every act of our devotional activities, like chanting, reading, serving the Lord, the only one thing should be there. What is it? To please Krishna. If I am able to please Krishna, I want to see a smile on the face of Krishna. If I am able to do that, then my life is successful. Yashoda, she displeased Krishna, but her intention was not to displease Krishna. Yashoda, she was giving milk to Krishna, breastfeeding Krishna. All of a sudden, she remembered that I kept milk on the stove. So immediately she ran to take care of the milk. She kept Krishna down, and Krishna became very angry because of the act of Yashoda. Though Yashoda's act made Krishna unhappy, displeased, but the intention of Yashoda was to please Krishna. She thought that if I don't take care of the milk now, which I kept on the stove, Krishna will run to another's house to steal butter. So that is why she ran to take care of the milk. So Yashoda's act displeased Krishna. And on the other hand, Kamsa's act of wrestling match, arranging a wrestling match for Krishna against Chanura and Mushtika, that pleased Krishna. But still, Kamsa cannot be called a pure devotee. Why? Because his intention, his act was pratikula. He had pratikula bhava. Yashoda had anukula. That is why anukulyena bhava is important. The intention behind the activity is important. That is why it's called Bhavagrahi Janardana. Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana. What is the Bhava? That is more important. Vidwan vadati Vishnave and Murkho vadati Vishnaya. Ubhayam samam phalam vindet Bhavagrahi Janardana. This verse says, a Vidwan. Vidwan means a person is learned. He knows Sanskrit, so he says Krishna, Krishnaya, Vishnu, Vishnave. So Vishnave he says. But a Murkha who has no understanding of Sanskrit, he says Krishna is Krishnaya, so Vishnu is Vishnaya. So he would say Vishnaya. But that is wrong, grammatically wrong. There is no Latin like Vishnaya. But Krishna is Bhavagrahi, so Ubhayam Samam Phalam Nityed. Both of them get the same phala. Whether it is Vishnaya or Vishnave, both get the same phala, same result. Why? Because Bhavagrahi Janardana. Krishna accepts the bhava of the devotee. It doesn't go to the external features. So, in this world, even if you please somebody by your actions, you cannot please them always. Sometimes it may so happen that you have pleased them, but your intention may not be proper. They become happy with you. Sometimes it so happens that your intention was to please, but the act was not proper, so it became displeased because they don't know your intention. But Krishna is there in everybody's heart as Paramatma, so he knows the intention. Krishna knows the intention, so if your intentions are pure, it is Krishna, and that is perfect. Even the act of yours may not be perfect. There may be so many discrepancies in our actions, in our performance of devotional service. But if our attitude is pure, that is, I just want to please Krishna, even though there may be some discrepancies in our actions, then Krishna will be happy. The story goes like this. Now Krishna, he was going as a Duta to Hastinapura. Then Duryodhana thought, now Krishna, I heard, is easily pleased by feeding him. You feed him, he becomes very happy. So he made a huge feast, so that I'll please Krishna. Then once he is pleased, then he will take my side. Then Pandavas will have nobody with him, with them. So he had a big feast, and Duryodhana standing near the gate, and Krishna came, and Duryodhana told Krishna, please come to our house. I made a big feast for you. Then Krishna, on the face, in front of everyone, Bhishma, Drona, everyone was there. On the face, he told Duryodhana, oh Duryodhana, a person goes to somebody's house to eat only on two occasions. Number one, he is very hungry. Then only he goes to somebody's house to eat. Number two is when he goes to somebody's house to eat because the other person has affection for him. Out of love, like sometimes our congregation devotees, they call us for prasad in their house. Why we go there? Because they have affection for it, and we have affection for it. That is why we go. Not that there is no food in the ashram, no, not because of that. Not because they're hungry, you're going, no. Or sometimes somebody may go to somebody's house because we're very hungry, let us eat. Now Krishna told Duryodhana, oh Duryodhana, see, neither I am hungry because I am Atmarama. I am not hungry. Neither you have any affection for me. So why I should come to your house? In front of everyone, Krishna told. In Mahabharata it comes. So then Duryodhana shocked. Then Bhishma, he thought, it's the right time. I should call Krishna to our house. But he did not have the guts, did not come from his heart to invite Krishna to his house. Drona thought, oh, I should invite. He'll come to my house maybe. Just Krishna walked ahead. Just he walked ahead. And where did he go? He directly went to Vidura's house. And that time, Vidura was not there. And Vidura had not invited Krishna to his house. Now just tell me, why Krishna would go to somebody's house? Because he's hungry. He's hungry for what? Hungry for devotion. Hungry for bhakti. So to satisfy his hunger for bhakti, Krishna went all the way to Vidura's house. When Krishna went to Vidura's house there, Vidura was not there. Only Vidurani was there. And just imagine a person like Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he goes to Vidura's house without being invited. Just see, you go to somebody's house without being invited. When do you go? Tell me. When you consider that the house where you're going is as good as your own house, you consider that person to be very close to you. Then only you go to other house without being invited. Or you're shameless. Then only you'll go. Chalo, we'll just go to the house. Wow, we don't invited you. Forget about all these things. I just came. What you made for dinner? Feed me. Only a shameless person will do that. Or you consider the other person to whose house you have gone to be as good as yourself. You love that person so much. So Krishna went all the way to Vidura's house. That is the glory of Vidura. Just see, Vidura got the name Vidura from whom? From Vyasa himself. One got Pandu because his name was Pandu because he was pale in color. Dhritarashtra, blind. Wow. Now, third one, Vidura, was born from Dasi, womb of a Dasi. And all the three are Vyasa's children, Vyasa's potency. And Vyasa named his Dasi's child as Vidura. Vidya Ratehe iti Viduraha. One who is always engrossed in spiritual knowledge is Vidura. So Krishna went to Vidura's house, and there Vidurani, she was in Sambrama, Samyak Rupena Brahma, Lakshmi Sahasra Sambrama Seviyamanam. Sambrama means you become confused what to do and what not to do in excitement. You do all mistakes. All are mistakes. Just imagine, she went inside and she was not knowing what to offer. Because when somebody comes to you have to offer something. Then she just went and then she found one banana from Kerala, one banana. And then she peeled the banana and threw the banana out, gave the peels to Krishna. Because when your mind is disturbed because of seeing Krishna, that is also bhakti. She's totally disturbed, Sambrama. And what she offered? She offered the peels. And Krishna was tasting the peels so nicely. Wonderful tasting. But what was Krishna tasting? Tasting bhakti, her intention. Her intention was to please Krishna. So though peels of the banana are not meant to be eaten, neither to be served. But Krishna was eating. Same way Chaitanya. What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do when he heard Raghunath Das Goswami was eating the food which is coming out of the gutter of the kitchen from Jagannath? He went there. Raghunath Das Goswami is taking that. Even the cows would not eat that. He would take that and then wash it, and then he would take that rice which was stinking. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he caught hold of Raghunath Das Goswami. Wow, what is this? You are eating alone without giving me such a nectar. And he just snatched from the hands of Raghunath Das Goswami and started eating. He was so happy. What was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tasting there? he was tasting the Vairagya, the Bhakti which Raghunath Das Goswami has. So the intention to please Krishna is a key for our progress in devotion. Is a key to be always satisfied and be happy in devotion. As much as we have a desire to satisfy our own people, our son or daughter, husband or wife, the same way just try to satisfy Krishna, because if you try to satisfy anybody else in this world, you do any more, you spend the entire life, do your best to satisfy that person. You do one mistake, gone. The wife, Vichara, she is cooking every day, serving the husband so nicely. One day she forgets to put some salt. What does he say? What nonsense you cook. You don't know cooking at all. Horrible cooking. See, like that he said. Her husband is working hard, 12 hours, 14 hours a day, just to please the family members, wife, your house. One small thing happens that he could not buy a particular kind of car, a particular kind of a sofa set. And what kind of husband you are? Useless. There is no point in actually. I don't know why I got married to you. Over. You do one act of which displeases. You spend so much of money, make your children study in the best of the schools. Somehow you are not able to buy a bike for your son because your finances are. The son says, "What kind of father you are? What you have done to him? Nothing. Just see what is useless. I should have not born in this family." He will say like that. Most of the place it happens like this. You work for your boss so much. So much you work for your boss. For 10 years you achieved a target, but 1 month you could not achieve one target. You say, nonsense. He insult in front of you, in front of everyone. That is how this whole world has been designed. So, why? Why try to please frustrated people? If you really want to please them, there's a way. Please Krishna. Yasmin tushte jagat tushte. If Krishna is pleased, everybody is pleased. And what is the thing which pleases everyone? It is bhakti to Krishna. What kind of bhakti? Shuddha bhakti. Shuddha bhakti has got six qualities. Kleshagni, Shubhada, Moksha Lagutakrit, Sudurlabha, Sangra, Visheshatma, Sri Krishna, Karshani Cha. So these are the six qualities of Shuddha bhakti. Pure devotional service, out of which the second quality is Shubhada. An act can be called as Shubha, auspicious, only when it satisfies four conditions. Number one, it is pleasing to everyone, it is beneficial for everyone, and number three, it gives all the good qualities and gives happiness to everyone. So what is that one thing which has all the four qualities? It is Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. It is only Shuddha Bhakti which is attractive to everyone. You go on doing kirtan, even in the jungles of Africa, people start dancing with the kirtan, pleasing for everyone. Pleasing for all the demigods, everyone, including the trees, the plants. And it's all the only thing is beneficial for everyone. You may invent a medicine by taking which everybody in this world, anybody who takes the medicine would never fall sick. It may be benefiting everyone, but what about the doctors? It will not benefit the doctors. What will they do? If nobody falls sick, how will they survive? How will they have their livelihood? So on the material platform, the best of the so-called auspicious activities doesn't fit into the definition of auspicious. Actually, there's only one activity which fits into the definition of auspiciousness, that is Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. So just practice pure devotional service and preach pure devotional service. That's all. That pleases Krishna and that pleases everyone in this world. That makes you happy, makes everyone happy. When you see Krishna happy, that happiness reflects in you and you become very happy. When you become very happy, it becomes beautiful because any happy face is beautiful face. What is the use of a beautiful face which is unhappy? You better have an okay face, but is happy. Happy face is always beautiful. So seeing the devotee happy and that happiness makes the devotee more beautiful. Krishna, he becomes happy. When Krishna becomes happy, then he becomes more beautiful. Seeing Krishna more beautiful, the devotee becomes happy, more happy. And because of his he becoming more happy, he becomes more beautiful. In this way, Krishna sees the more beautiful face of the devotee becomes more happy. That makes Krishna more beautiful. In this way, Anandam Budivardhanam Pratipadam, there is ever increase, exponential increase of happiness and beauty of serving Krishna, reciprocation with Krishna. So that is actually Krishna consciousness. Just intention, just a desire. I want to make Krishna happy, make Krishna happy. Just see, in this world, can anybody say, you just have a desire to make me happy, that's enough, you don't have to make me happy. Oh, my husband have a desire to cook halwa for you. I did not cook. Do you think he'll be happy? No. So, futility. Don't try to make people in this world happy. Just make Krishna happy. Automatically, that will make everyone happy. Because Krishna is the personification of happiness. In this verse, two words have been used. Two very interesting words have been used. What are they? Prita Swayam Pritim. Swayam Pritim. He is personally satisfied. And Vishwajivaha. Vishwajivaha, one word has been used, Vishwajivaha. Vishwajiva means one who is the Paramatma of everyone. One is the soul for everyone. Vishwajivaha. Now, other thing is, other meaning of this particular word, Vishwajiva. One who actually gives life to the entire world. And what is life? Life is happiness. So that is why Anandamaya Bhyasat, Krishna is known as Anandamaya. Anandamaya Bhyasat. The living entity is also Ananda. Now we are Sat, Chit and Ananda. The question has been used. Question has been put. Why is it the Jiva is Sat, Chit and Ananda? Why the Upanishads and the Vedanta doesn't say Satmayabhyasat? Why the Upanishads and the Vedanta doesn't say Chitmayabhyasat? Why the Upanishad says Anandamayabhyasat? Why is it so? It is because what is the use of eternal life without happiness? Somebody says, I will give you a long life, but no, you should not talk to anybody. No happiness will be there. You can eat whatever you want. I'll give you. No relationships with anyone. Better I die early, but I want to be happy. I'll give you a lot of knowledge, then no happiness. What is the use of the knowledge without happiness? So essentially, the soul is seeking happiness because though the soul is Sat, Chit and Ananda, essentially the soul is Ananda, Anandamayo Bhyasat, Anandamayo Bhyasat. Why? Because Vishwajivaha. the life of the universe. Life means Ananda. That is why there are different koshas in our body, in our existence. Ultimately, what is the highest kosha? Anandamaya kosha. There is Annamaya kosha. There is Pranamaya kosha. There is Jnanamaya kosha or Manomaya kosha. There is Vijnanamaya kosha and there is Anandamaya kosha. Now there was a discussion in the Taittiriya Upanishad. It's a very famous discussion. Bhrugo vai varunihi. Bhrugo vai varunihi. So it so happened that Bhrugu and Varuni both are there. Bhrugo vai varunihi. Then he goes to a spiritual master, Bhrugu. He goes to Varuni and asks, I want to know who is God. I want to know Brahman. Then Eto yaimani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yet pradiyant abhishamvishanti. So from whom everything comes from, and after coming, on whom they all are residing or being sustained by them, and after annihilation, into whom everybody enters. So I want to know. So then he says, go to the forest. So then go to the forest, then only you'll come to know. So then Bhrugo vai Varunhi, they went. Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhruguvalli talks about it. So then Bhrugo vai Varunhi. Bhrugu, the son of Varuna, went to Varuna. His father, please tell me. Then you go to the tapas tattva, go into tapasya. Then he went to forest. Then he started seeing, oh, all the living entities are living because of food. All the living entities are living because of food. And they are born out of food. And ultimately they become food for somebody. So then he came back to his father, who is actually a spiritual master. Prabhu came to his father, Varuna, and told, Anna deva bhutani jayante, Anna deva bhutani jivanti, at padiyam abhishamvishanti, tad brahma tad vijigyasasva. And his father says, no, go back. Because even after eating food, if the food is a thing which is making them live, why they are dying? Oh, that is not true. Then he goes back and finds out, oh, it is because of prana. Even though food is there, ultimately people want prana, affection, love. So in this way, Bhrugu goes and comes back, And ultimately, he lands up saying that Ananda deva bhutani jivanti, Ananda deva visham, Ananda deva bhutani jayante, Ananda deva bhutani jivanti, Ananda deva visham vishanti. So when he came to a conclusion that Brahman is Ananda, full of bliss, full of satisfaction, then he says, yes, this is what is our Brahman, this is what is God. So even though there is food, there is affection of people in this world, even though you have knowledge, even you have spiritual knowledge, that understanding and not this body and spirit soul, this world is God's energy, all these things, even though if you have that, still that rasa. Raso vai saha. Raso vai saha. Raso ivayam ladvanandi bhavati. That is Upanishad Vakya. Krishna is who? Rasa. Rasa Vigraha. Ananda Chinmay Rasatmaka Manasu. That is why Rupa Goswami, when he coined this verse, Bhakti Swami says that. He says, rasa, akil rasamritamurti. So till we taste that rasa, and how you can taste rasa? Just with a pure intention. I want to see a smile in the face of Krishna. Yasmin tushte jagat tushte. Bhakti Rasamrita says that Rajaniya Paramapurusha Sukham is Sukhutvam. You don't have to do big things. Simple acts with the intention to see a smile on the face of Krishna. Every act. It may be cooking, it may be just simple chanting, a small bhajan, like this class. If we hear, so that Krishna will be pleased. If I am speaking, thinking Krishna will be pleased. My life is successful by seeing Krishna happy, seeing me speaking about him. Oh, my life is successful, seeing Krishna happy, hearing this class. Oh, I'm chanting not for some concentration, to see Krishna happy, that's all. I will struggle as much as possible to see Krishna happy. That will not only make you happy, satisfied, but makes the entire world happy. So we stop here. Any questions, please to ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for a nice class. Prabhu, one thing we can understand, if we are serving Krishna, we are happy, and whomever we are interfacing, right, Prabhu, we share our happiness, or they can feel that happiness in us. But how, like in the lower planetary system, or sometimes trees, grass, which we don't interface with, become happy, Prabhu?
Krishna is in everybody's heart as Paramatma. So all our experiences, Matthasvita Jnana Pohanamcha, all these things are coming from him. So by making Krishna happy, actually everybody becomes happy. Even the material happiness, what we experience, and satisfaction we experience is because of Krishna. You see, in this world also we find that somebody is happy just with, if we get some chapati and sabji. Somebody may not be happy even if he gets halwa to eat. I was in a flight one day, a small flight, short flight, Udaipur, Mumbai. A person next to me, he was restless the very moment he got the flight. Then somehow the air hostess came, the cabin crew came. He asked for some juice. She gave, and just he took one or two sips and he started shouting and yelling at her, because it was not the brand or the juice which he wanted, and she gave some. Somehow the chief cabin crew, cabin attendant chief, she came in and pacified him. But the whole fight for the 45 minutes, just grudging and grudging and grudging. And the grudges is telling, because he had a chartered flight, his own flight, that somehow got some problem in that. So he had to come in this flight. He said, I'm a owner of 1,000 crore company. I can buy this aircraft, this company like anything. He had thousands and $1,000, 1,000 crores in his bank. What just one bottle of juice he could not get, that to 30,000 feet high. After coming back to his, after 45 minutes when he lands, he can swim in the juice, whatever juice he wants. He has so much of money. Just see how easily he got disturbed. How easily he got disturbed. So why? Because Krishna is making him disturbed, sitting as Paramatma in the heart. And you just give a small prasadam when we go on the streets, in a car, traffic jam, few beggars come. As soon as they see us Hare Krishnas, they know Hare Krishna, they don't give money. And they openly ask, Prasad, Prasad. And all the children, beggars would come. we have some prasad, some peda or something that they would give. I'm telling you, they become more happy than maybe somebody would give 100 rupees, even 2,000 rupees to them. So if you are sensitive enough, we can perceive that Paramatma reciprocates when we preach and practice pure devotion service. And the same Paramatma, he makes them unhappy because of their forgetfulness of their connection with them. So everybody is connected in this world to Paramatma. That is why Vishwa Jivaha, what has been used here, Vishwa Jivaha. Because he is there as a Jiva in every living entity. And he is a person who gives Jiva, happiness to everyone. So Srila Vishwanatha Thakur and a couple of more commentators, they have explained that he is one who makes the Jiva happy, makes the world come to life. Life means happiness. Suppose somebody is not happy, he is actually not living. So Vishwa Jivaha means one who actually gives Jiva, happiness to the entire world. So that is what is the understanding of this verse.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanavad.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for wonderful class, Prabhu. Very enlightening class. If anybody have any other questions or realization you'd like to share, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay,
Hare
stop
Krishna
here.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mother.
Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Your classes are very, very inspiring and enlightening. Always also touching the heart. So, Prabhuji, my question is not related to the class, but I wanted to use this opportunity to ask this to you. Srila Prabhupada says in that chanting Hare Krishna, which he wrote personally, that if the chanting is heard from a mouth of a non-devotee, it has an effect of the milk touched by serpent. So, and also we see in the in Gita Mahatmya stories, if we see from one species to another species, like for example the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, one prostitute, she hears from the parrot, and the parrot is heard from the sages, and from her it goes to somewhere. So like this, without even that the speaker's participation, this the Lord's glorious words like Bhagavad Gita, we see that it has an effect from not only from one life to another life, to one species to another species, like this. So I'm not able to understand this more. And also, I mean, how come it's such a strong word, right? Touched by a poison, touched by a serpent, it becomes a poison. So can you explain, Prabhuji, what's the secret behind this?
See, that is done without an offense. When Prabhupada says, Avaishnam Mukhodgirdam Putam Harikatamritam, means those who are contaminated by the Mayavad philosophy. So those who are contaminated by Mayavad philosophy, they are offenders. We should not hear from them. Otherwise, offenselessly, somebody is doing, you are directly connecting with the potency of the holy name. That is why they all have their effects. But if somebody is a Mayavadi, then we should be careful about it. That is what is it.
Oh, yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Because if Mayavadi, if we hear it is offensive, and then even though it is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we will not be able to get the, we might end up in Sayujya. Is that the reason, Prabhuji?
Yeah, we end up in hell. Mayavadi Bhashya Sunne Hoy Sarvanash. That is why we should avoid Mayavadis. Okay. So you
Yeah,
stop here.
thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for wonderful answer. Is there anybody else have any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class and very nice description about bhakti. Like, you explained how Yashoda Maya, even her act is not pleasing to Krishna. That is called bhakti, and Kamsa's act is pleasing to Krishna, but it's not bhakti. And also, you nicely explained about the bhakti of Vidura, how Krishna, told on face to everybody that Duryodhana, you don't have bhakti, so I cannot come to your house. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very wonderful class. Hare Krishna. We can end Mataji Vardhana.
Okay. Yeah. Let us pray. Thank Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your valuable time and association to us this morning, Prabhu. We are very grateful to you and we look forward for your association again and again, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your wonderful class, Prabhu. Let us pay obeisances to Prabhuji and all the devotees. Vancha Granta Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhuji ki jai. All glories to all the
Krishna
ethical devotees.
Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you all the devotees
Hare Krishna,
for
Prabhu.
joining
Thank you so
today.
much. Hare Krishna.
We will meet tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.